On my 47th birthday, I was there. I already knew about the Astros game I was going to on September 10th at Minute Maid Park when my family and I visited my sister Leah and her family in Texas. But what I didn't know was the surprise that awaited me in the Lone Star State. I mentioned in a previous video about the annual September gathering Leah and my brother-in-law Heath would hold in Galveston. She wasn't lying. It did feel like Christmas in September.
Legalize bubonic.
It's illegal.
Because you can't.
The kids got gift bags, and so did the adults.
No, yeah.
Yes, very
And you guys know for sure picking poppies in California is completely illegal.
Really?
You can't pick poppies in California.
And then I say flower.
It's state flower, yeah.
It's state flower.
Tickets to a Giants game on your birthday.
I was the first to go among the adults, and attached to the letter she wrote was something to look forward to during my long vacation from work.
Great time. You're welcome. It's for two, so y'all can have a good
Oh, where are we sitting?
Just like Leah getting her youngest son Wade tickets to the Crawford boxes in Houston for the first time, my wife and I would be sitting behind home plate. In all of my years going to baseball games, I've never sat behind home plate for any of them. It was a lovely bonus as I would be at 2 different ballparks in a span of 5 days. The 2024 San Francisco Giants season was a disappointment to say the least. When the team signed 2015 Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell and nabbed former Athletic Matt Chapman during spring training, there was a hint of optimism with this club. I thought hiring a forever Giant in Bob Melvin to manage this team would get the team out of the funk they were in. Playing consistent .500 baseball under the fired Gabe Kapler, something had to change. After the hiring of Melvin, I was pegging this team for 89 wins. But they did no such thing. By the time this game came around, the Giants were pretty much finished. They hovered above or below 500 in each month. This was shaping to be another middling season. Ergo, nothing changed. The Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and the team they were playing on my 47th birthday were in the race, and the Giants weren't. The San Diego Padres would try again to get back to the postseason after missing out on a wild card spot to the Miami Marlins. Your payroll in 2023 was nearly triple over that team. How does that happen? Anyway, the Padres spent the entire season chasing the Dodgers for the NL West lead. They were unable to catch them and settled for the 3rd seed in the National League. Before I note the starting pitchers, there were 2 things I would like to mention. This would be the first time since Reggie Jackson's number 9 being retired in Oakland in 2004 that I would be part of a special pregame ceremony. In the month of June, 2 legendary faces of the Giants headed off to the cornfields of Iowa. The first was a say-hey kid, Willie Mays. If I did a deep dive into this guy, this video would be half an hour long. While I was saddened by the news and I showed my daughter his career highlights, I wasn't surprised either. He had an amazing run, making it to 93. 10 days after Mays passed, the baby bull would join him. Orlando Cepeda passed away at the age of 86 on June 28th. In his long career that ended in 1974, Cepeda was an 11-time All-Star, National League Rookie of the Year in 1958, the National League MVP in 1967, the Home Run Champion in 1961, and won the first of what's now known as the Edgar Martinez Award for Best Designated Hitter in 1973. Cepeda also won a World Series with the Cardinals in 1967. He would be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1999. Why did the Giants decide to hold a celebration of life for someone who died nearly 3 months earlier? Maybe since his birthday was 2 days after mine, and the Giants would be in Baltimore on September 17th, why not do something nice for him for his birthday? It was a bittersweet gathering featuring many Giants of the past. Dusty Baker and Juan Marichal were a couple of the speakers at the ceremony. Barry Bonds even made an appearance while Cepeda's sons threw out the first pitches. I hope the Orlando's Caribbean barbecue stand that sells cha-cha bowls in the ballpark got a little boost on that day. The other fun fact is this would be the 10th sports ball game I went to on my birthday since 1991. With the exception of a college football game in 2007 and a San Jose Earthquakes footy match in 2010, every game I went to on my birthday was a baseball game. This was the 3rd time I would see the Giants play the Padres on my birthday. On the mound for the Padres was Martin Perez, a veteran that was acquired from the Pirates near the trade deadline. He was also a member of the 2023 Texas Rangers squad that won the World Series. Perez didn't stay long with the Padres. In the offseason, he would sign with the "Oh, you poor unfortunate soul." Right-handed rookie Landon Roop would start for the Giants, a native of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and a graduate of UNC Wilmington. I can't see that school and not be reminded of the few Nicholas Sparks novels set in that city. This game was shaping to be a pitcher's duel. The first 5 innings, not a lot happened. The first 2 innings were 3 up and 3 down on both sides. To the top of the 6th, Spencer Bivens would replace Roop on the mound. I got up in the 6th inning to get my wife a churro, but John Miller would be in my ear as I streamed the KMBR broadcast. Luisa Reyes would lead off with a single.
Line drive, base hit.
Former Giant Donovan Solano would hit a grounder that Mark Conrad couldn't handle.
Kicks it. And everybody's safe. Well, here's Profar.
Jurickson Profar would lay down a sac bunt to move the runners over.
And it's a good fight. And it's going to get the job done. Or look from the side.
Manny Machado would fly out to center for the second out, but the Padres would get on the board first.
Scoring is a rise. And that breaks the 0-0 tie.
Eric Miller would replace Bivens and retire the side.
With it.
In the bottom of the 6th, Donovan Walton led off and gave me a nice surprise.
Triples alley. On the move is Peralta. Still on the move. He's not going to get it. And guess what, folks? It is out of here.
This homer ended a very long scoring drought for the Giants. They hadn't scored a run in 32 innings. I was still in Texas watching the Fall Guy with my sister the last time the Giants scored a run on September 11th. After a scoreless 7th inning, Tyler Rogers would replace his brother Taylor on the mound for the Giants. In the top of the 8th, the Padres sent Fernando Tatis Jr. to pinch hit and lead off.
And gone.
He wasted little time doing damage.
Fernando Tatis.
Jason Adam came in for the Padres and retired the Giants in order in the 8th. Ryan Walker came in and kept the Giants within striking distance going to the bottom of the 9th.
Griffey is out of the game. Dustin Moore hits one high, hits it deep, and he hits it off the car.
In 2004, I was there to see a first happen in the ballpark on 3rd and King. Dustin Moore hitting the first inside the park home run there.
Got one!
Heliot Ramos led off the 9th inning for the Giants and would perform another ballpark first. Splash hit number 105 would be the first opposite field splash hit by a right-handed Giants batter.
That went into the water.
Despite blowing the save, Padres closer Robert Suarez would retire the next 3 batters. Like in Houston 5 days earlier, another game I went to would go extra innings. My wife and I wanted to catch the next train after the final out of the game. Regardless if the game went to extra innings or if the Giants had walked it off in the 9th, we left the ballpark after the 9th inning. I would be hearing the rest of the game on KMBR as we walked to the train station. The Giants' iffy reliever Camilo Doval would come in to pitch, with Jake Cronenworth being the ghost runner on second base to lead off the 10th. David Peralta didn't take long to put the Padres back on top.
And a base hit. Here comes Cronenworth and Peralta. Just like that.
After Kyle Higa-Shoika struck out and Arraez hit a double to right, Solano sacrificed himself to give San Diego some insurance.
They get the out at first, but not at home.
The Giants would try to tie or walk it off, while my wife and I would find the line waiting for the first train out of the station.
Driven to left. Hit well. Lockridge back.
Even though Michael Conforto hit a sac fly that scored Mike Yastrzemski to bring the Giants within 1, it wouldn't be enough.
On the ground to third. This could do it. And that's the ball game.
Padres and their fans would get theirs in the end. Their legacy of failure continued after losing to the Dodgers in the NLDS. That'll teach you to sour my birthday. In the immortal words of Ron Burgundy,
"Go fuck yourself, San Diego."
the Giants would finish strong after my birthday. They would win 8 of the final 12 games in the season. Taking 2 out of 3 in Arizona, they played a minor role in running the Diamondbacks off the road in the playoff race. In the end, the Giants finished 80-82, another sub-500 season. The 5th time this has happened since 2019. The 5th time this has happened under the president of baseball operations, Farhan Zaidi. Is this what Giants fans are going to look forward to every year? You have no idea how many Giants fans want this guy gone. Oh, what's this? A day after the season ended, the Giants gave the fans what they wanted and fired Zaidi. Good.
Get the hell out of here!
Not only did Zaidi lean way too heavily on analytics, but I also saw him as a Dodger mole and quite the meddler. Former Giant Will Clark can explain that part.
I'm not going to beat on Farhan that bad, okay? But, all right, he had his fingers in everything, especially analytics, that's first off. And second off was he made out the lineup, all right? Bob Melvin would want this guy in the lineup, he'd want that guy in the lineup. Farhan would trump him. You set yourself up, because that's Melvin's job. That's the same thing that happened, with Bochy. Bochy would put a lineup in and, we need to scratch this guy. We need to scratch that guy. Look, the reason that these guys have managed in the big leagues for 15, 20 years, they know. Dusty Baker knows, all right? They know exactly what's going on in their clubhouse, and they have gut instincts on things. And you need to stick with their gut instincts. Not everything is statistical. And while I'm talking about that, all of you statistical guys that are in the Giants organization, you better watch your ass too, because you might be gone as well.
The Giants would bring in someone that won a few titles as a player and has been on the board of directors for a couple of years, Buster Posey. Before Posey even got the job, he played a role in getting Matt Chapman signed to a 6-year contract extension on September 5th. This happened while Zaidi still had the job. I'm beginning to get some good vibes from this new president of baseball operations. Maybe they'll finish many games above 500 for once. Or they'll sign a beaten up Justin Verlander and let Blake Snell walk and sign with the Dodgers. Obviously, Posey's thinking,
I don't know what the hell he's thinking.
it was an afternoon celebrating life, birth, and firsts when I was there on September 15th, 2024.
We're talking batting practice, too. We've never seen this off the bat of a right-handed hitter.